Namaste. Welcome to this yoga short. I'm just going to do a couple of sun salutations as my warm-up today. So join me at the top of your mat. Because we're going straight into these, we're going to take the first round really slow and see how we go. Standing tall in Tadasana, let your body organize itself upright. Draw your abdominal muscles just gently in. Take a deep breath in and out here to center your practice. And then just allowing your breath to follow its natural rhythm. I like to breathe in as I stand tall, and breathe out as I draw the palms together at the center of the chest. And then take a breath in as I stretch through the front of the body. It's okay to stretch only upwards on your first round. But if you have room to move, you can begin to gently lengthen the front of the body. And then fold into your forward bend. In your first forward bend of the day, keeping the knees nice and soft, maybe relaxing the back of the neck, doing some gentle head movements, scooping the belly in, trying to find that gentle tip of the tailbone. So instead of tucking under, you're lifting the tailbone upwards towards the ceiling. But the important thing here is to find what length in the back of the body you naturally have at this time. And then ease for a little bit more space. When you're ready, you can step the right foot back, take it back as far as it goes, take the knee to the floor and find your lunge, maybe roll the shoulders back and down. And in our first lunge of the day, we're just gently going to rock the hips backwards and forwards. You can use blocks here if you'd like to, underneath the hands. We often do that in class just to give ourselves a bit more space. You can keep the toes on the floor in the left foot, or you can lift the toes towards you, or a combination of the two is probably best. And just beginning to explore what room we've got in the hips, just in this first round. The next time your hips come back, giving a little wiggle from side to side. So delicious on that, the back of that left leg. And then coming forward, placing the hands and finding your plank pose. And again, first plank of the day, just really establish your hand grip. Play around with the position of your hips a little till you find a nice neutral spine. And when you're ready, knees, chest, forehead or chin to the floor. Pointing the toes, rolling the shoulder blades towards each other. Have that sense of peeling the back of the body away from the floor and not leading with your chin, trying to keep the neck in line with the spine. Little lift in the belly, little effort in the back of the body, across the buttocks, the backs of the legs. And when you're ready, you can come into downward facing dog. You can go through hands and knees, it's no problem at all. Take your time. In your down dog, again, we're establishing the grip of the hands on the floor. We're lengthening into one leg and then the other. Nice walking of the dog, pressing the chest towards the thighs, lifting in the belly muscles. Just easing through that posterior chain that gets a little stiff. We get stiff in all different places, but often we feel it more in the back of the body. And then giving yourself a little wiggle, preparing to bring that right foot forward. So you can do what you like here. You can lift the right leg up and then swing it forward, drawing the knee into the chest. Or you can bounce from your knees, pressing your shoulders forward, and then taking your right leg with you to step forward. Or you can drop your left knee to the floor, right leg forward, sorry, left knee to the floor if you prefer. When you're in your lunge, again, we're moving the hips backwards and forwards, just trying to find a little bit of space now on the opposite side. Sometimes with the toes down, sometimes with the toes lifted. I can hear my left knee finding a little grindy spot there. Super. And just really easing into the body here. Next time you bring your hips back, giving them a little wiggle from side to side. Try to keep the shoulders from hunching, keeping the shoulders down just a touch. And then when you're ready, coming into your lunge again, freeing the back knee and just finding a little buoyancy across the 2 feet so you can lightly step the left foot forward into your forward bend, which hopefully feels a lot more comfortable now, but still giving yourself a wriggle here if needed. And then to come up, we're looking forward, lifting the arms, pressing into the feet to stand tall, and then bringing the hands down to the center of the chest. Stand tall in Tadasana. Give yourself a moment if you need it, wriggling the shoulders, just finding where your body needs a little bit more work, perhaps to feel into its ease, ready for a full practice or whatever else your day may have. And then when you're ready, we'll do the left side. So bringing the hands to the center of the chest, feeling that internal sense of lift, and then reaching the arms up. Here, if your shoulders like to come up, you can take your arms really wide and keep the shoulders down, opening the chest, lengthening the front of the body, feeling the buttocks switch on to support that movement, and then folding forward from your hips. Soft in the knees to come into your forward bend. And here, playing with the weight in the feet, also playing with the knees a little bit. So weight coming into the toes a little bit more, little scoop in of the belly, perhaps holding elbow to elbow and just letting the upper body do a gentle sway. So we don't want to do things here that would irritate a sensitive back. But if this feels good and you can relax the back of your neck, scoop the belly in and just find that gentle sway, trying to keep the low body still and move the upper body around. And that helps us to find real length across this middle and low back area. When you're ready, you can step the left foot back as far as it goes, taking the knee to the mat, and again doing that little swinging of the hips backwards and forwards. And the reason why we're doing that again is because it's such a useful movement. We really open up the space in the back of the legs, but also the front of the pelvis and the front thigh on the back leg. When you're ready, you can bring the hips back and give a little wiggle from side to side. Maybe see if your hips will come a little bit lower to the floor behind you, who knows? And then finding your plank pose. And in your plank pose, just finding that neutral spine, pressing the mat away, really good grip on the hands, pressing the heels away, scooping the belly in, looking slightly ahead of your mat. From here, knees, chest, chin, or forehead to the floor. Point your toes, roll the shoulder blades towards each other, find a low-ish cobra. So we don't want to come up really high, but you might want to pulse a little bit up and down. Really finding the stability of the low body. The belly muscles are working here, drawing inwards and upwards, the buttocks too. Press your feet into the floor, keep your legs really stable. And when you're ready, come into downward facing dog. In downward dog, finding that little undulation through your dog, maybe exploring a little head turning or shoulder wiggling. Shoulder wiggling. So we just want to awaken perhaps the sides of the body a little bit more than we did in our previous round. And then when you're ready to find your lunge again, you can either lift the left leg up and then draw the knee into the chest to step forward, or you might bounce the shoulders forward a couple of times and then step the left foot forward. Or you might find hands and knees and simply bring the left foot forward. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just choose the method that works for you. Give yourself the time to do that, and then we're swinging the hips backwards and forwards. Lots of yoga is put together in such a way that with some practice in other areas, you suddenly get progression in a place you weren't expecting, and that stepping through is one of those things. Next time your hips come backwards, we're going to wiggle the hips from side to side. Really get through that left leg, feeling delicious. And then coming into your lunge, looking forward, just rolling the shoulder blades. Free the back knee, find some buoyancy, some movement between the 2 feet so that you can lightly step the right foot forward to the front, and then find your forward bend again. A little soft in the knees to come up with looking forward, lifting the arms out to the side, scooping the belly in, pressing into the feet, reaching open with the front of the body, and then bringing the hands to the center of the chest. Excellent stuff. So this was just one round. One round is all we've got time for. So one round to each side, but a really nice limbering, exploratory process of discovering where your body is at today. And sometimes one round is enough. But if you fancy, give yourself another couple of rounds and you've got a fairly complete practice for your day. And I hope you enjoy the rest of it, whatever it has in store for you. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.